Good afternoon, Eagles family, and everyone else that's tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I, of course, am your host, Jimmy Smith. Now, we have started the day off with like 5 press conferences. I literally keep trying to get things done, and I keep having to stop and try to gather all that's going on. Don't know if they're going to throw me a curveball. If so, I'm going to have to jump off here. I'd like to see if Carson Wentz is going to talk today. That would be fantastic. But instead, we've got Howie today. We got Howie and Doug together. Yeah, that was phenomenal. You see these two look super excited about their time here today at the press conference. Super excited. You can see it in the faces. But yeah, we're going to break it down. Let's get into it, talk about what they had to say. We got to hear from Zach Ertz and then Jalen Hurts and Brandon Graham as well. So yeah, there was a lot to take in here. First and foremost, we'll just start with good old Howie Roseman. I was glad they came out, and he said that was something they wanted to do. They wanted to show the fans that they were not hiding. They knew that they had issues that needed to be addressed, and they were trying to pretty much get to the forefront and show us that they see what we see. That's great. Now fix it. So they talked about, the fact that there was a pandemic. He kind of mentioned it, but then he said he didn't want to blame COVID. So that was good. I was glad to hear him say that. Didn't want to see him trying to put any blame on injuries, COVID. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, they definitely have affected us. And he talked about how it affected him, how he tried to sign some of these veteran players and how that really affected our cap situation, especially now when we're talking about after 2017. He mentioned that he was trying to still, be in that window, and he was trying to keep some of those older players outside Jeffrey, Jason Peters, and he was trying to get, another ring. Well, that hurt us. And then in this pandemic, rushing to make a few signings, Hargrave and whatnot, I think really they did affect it. And hey, he knows what the issues are. That's why a guy like John Dorsey was brought in. And he was asked about John Dorsey, why he was brought in, what was going on there. And he kind of mentioned Andy Weidel, having him have John Dorsey as someone that can help him out, just the same way that Joe Douglas used to do it, as well as hold on, someone's getting crazy. Just the same as Joe Douglas and oh my God, I think the person's here to work on my house. Hopefully my woman gets that. My bad. But hold on one sec, guys. I don't want to have you hear that. All right. Sorry about that. Hopefully we got that all cleared up. But anyways, I was saying, John Dorsey was brought in, and you look at Andrew Berry going to the Browns, you look at Joe Douglas going to the Jets. I think that, it's a move that makes sense. I don't think he necessarily has to take Howie's job. We talked about having a football-minded guy, and, Howie talked about how he had a relationship with him while he was at the Browns and the Chiefs. So the guy has brought some pretty good talent to those teams, and I think that he could definitely help this team in this upcoming draft. So we've got some picks, but I think we need to add more draft capital. I'm not sure how that happens. We talked about maybe Zach Ertz being gone. The talks are Carson Wentz possibly being traded. But when asked about Carson Wentz today, Doug Pederson kind of had a different story, to be honest with you. It threw me off a little bit. I'll be real with you, because they just keep trying for this. And of course, to see it again yesterday, I was a little thrown off. But here they are again saying that, Howie actually mentioned that he traded for Carson Wentz. He actually wanted Carson Wentz, and he actually gave the contract extension to Carson Wentz. They're making moves to keep him around. So here they go again saying that, Carson is the answer here. So they're not going to be trading Carson Wentz, is what Howie says. And then Doug said that his relationship with Carson Wentz was perfectly fine. Things were good. And that he was going to try to build on that relationship. So you always have to take everything the media says with a grain of salt. And we always talk about that. That's why I have this show right here for you guys. Try to break it down, try to decipher. I'm watching what they're watching, hopefully as much as I can. But, you try to see. Sorry, my dog's an asshole. You try to see what they're saying, and you try to break it down, try to really gain some knowledge from it. And, most of the time I'll wait till I hear from these guys. But also, when you hear from the coaches or the players, you have to take that with a grain of salt because, they have to say certain things or don't want to look a certain way. So I'm not going to really lose my mind over half the stuff they say. But, sometimes when there's smoke, there's definitely fire. But they say Doug Pederson looks like, he'll be back. Howie Roseman will be back as GM. These guys will be back in the house. So, but he's saying that he doesn't know who his staff will be necessarily at this time. But he wants to talk to Jim Schwartz. He would like to, pick his brain a little bit and, see where he's going to go at defensive coordinator. Now, he didn't say anything else about maybe guys being let go or maybe, bringing guys up, talking about maybe Deuce Staley, offensive coordinator, Rich Scangarello. Maybe you move in a house with Matt Burke or Marquand Manuel as a defensive coordinator. Not sure, but he did not want to talk about the staff. So that was unfortunate. But we kind of all know that this is what was going on. Press conferences, I like them. You got to take what you can from them, though. He said he regrets saying, and that was something he said did not get to yet. Bro, that was rough watching Ertz. Yeah, I'll get to that. Okay. So, anyways, we're talking about, Howie and Doug, what they were going through. And, Howie really seemed that, he was taking it on the chin, man. He messed up. It was his mistakes. And this was something that, he knew he was not doing the right things. I mentioned that he said after the Super Bowl, trying to hit that window, the COVID this year, rushing to some signings. And, he also mentioned that quarterback factory. He didn't want to make that statement. He's always trying to be the smartest guy in the room, and it's not working out well for him. So I just really, I can't stress enough how much, I don't care what the media says half the time. They take words like that and they run with it. And then we've got T-shirts. We got people running people into the ground. It's ridiculous. So I really don't, I try not to take too much from that. But anyways, Doug Pederson then, hey, he talked about it, going to have a new staff. Sounds like he's going to be here, but we know that Doug Pederson has a meeting tomorrow with Jeffrey Lurie, so we're going to see how that goes. Maybe we'll get to hear from Jeffrey Lurie. I'd love to hear from Carson Wentz. We're going to see what we get from these guys because take it all with a grain of salt, but we need to know what's happening. Then they talked to Jalen Hurts at one point, and, he's always going to kind of say the same thing. He's good with the media. He's just, hey, going to compete, want to see this team do well. He's going to do his job. That's great. He wants to know if he's the quarterback. We all want to know if he's the quarterback. So we got to get some answers here. Brandon Graham kind of alluded to the same thing, saying, hey, we got to figure out what this team is. But he believes that, Carson Wentz can be back. He thinks that he could be the quarterback of this team. So I still think we could have that competition we spoke of, Carson Wentz versus Jalen Hurts. Let's find out. But we know Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. We've seen that Jalen Hurts can be a good quarterback. So let them duke it out, and let's find out where we go from there. And then next, Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz came on, and, man, this was a tough one. I was breaking it down, tweeting what was being said. And, it started to sound like, he kept saying things where it didn't sound like he was going to be back. He kept saying how much he loved the city, this, that, all these other things. And then all of a sudden, dude, I don't even like to try to put a man out there like that. But this, man, it had me choking. My girlfriend was crying watching it with me. It was seriously tough to watch him. Like, he was really struggling. And, he had nothing but great things to say about us. And I'll read the quote off to you right here. But it was truly sad to watch him because I was getting that vibe that it doesn't sound like he's going to want to be, or he's going to be back. He wants to be back. But we've talked about this. He wants more money. And I don't think we're going to be able to give that to him. But he says this city is the best city to play for. Couldn't have asked for a better experience. The city means a lot to me and my family. I'm just thankful. But you got to watch it, man. It was good. It'll choke you up. He was getting choked up, and then it was rough to watch. He loves the city. That he understands the business side, but his family loves the city. It was a real bummer to watch the man go down like that. And I hope that this isn't the end of what we got here. Now, I do want to get to something else before I get headed out here. That's pretty much all the news. Wanted to try to give it to you as quick as I possibly could, but looks like Howie and Doug will be back. Looks like Carson will be back. That's what these words are being said by these guys right now. Let's take it all with a grain of salt, guys. So we'll find out what happens tomorrow between Doug and Howie or Jeffrey. I'd love to hear from Jeffrey. I'd love to hear from Carson. We've spoken of a million times here. let's hear what's really going on. Let's see what this team, what direction they really want to head, and then we'll be able to decipher what we're going to do in this draft because we have a lot of holes. So let's find out if we give ourselves another hole by trading away our star quarterback. Don't see it happening, but, a lot of people think that is the way. Now, I do want to address something. The media seems to be a little upset. They don't seem to be handling well that we lost last night. All the people that, go out of their way to say that tank for Tua, you got to tank for Tua last year. Now this year it's tank for Trevor Lawrence. And it's so great and so funny. And they make their graphics and they have their own shows about it. And they talk about it nonstop about how other teams should tank and get these great players. But wait, the Philadelphia Eagles go into a Week 17 game that is truly pointless. The only teams it would have helped could have been Washington, New York, or the Cowboys. So you go into it, and it's a lose-lose situation, man. Only way you could really walk out of that is if instead of the 9th pick, you lose and you get the 6th pick, which, dude, you're talking top 10. That's, wow, moving up 3 spots. A lot of people give up a lot of draft capital to do that. We just did it by losing a completely pointless game. And if you follow me, you know that I talked about it before the game, that exact scenario would probably happen because you still have some things to see from Ertz, but you don't want to leave him out there to get straight demolished by Washington. They talked about that today a little bit and just mentioned the fact, they went out there to win. And look, they weren't going out with, balls out every play in the world. Now they threw some tricks finally and some things, but dude, they were playing. We talk about these guys aren't just going to give up and not play. The players are going to play, and they did. And they made it up. Oh, my God. It was a barn burner to the end. It was so close. And I was freaking out. I was like, am I really cheering for my team not to win this game? But it was just, when you look at the long scheme of things, what would that have done? Literally. And if you kept Hurtson and then he gets hurt, oh, my God. It wouldn't matter if Wentz didn't say he was gone. Then they would just say that he's only staying just because of the fact that he got hurt. So it's just like, holy hell. We'll see, man. And yes, Ted, I've said that. You've been a part of the show when I've said it. Jason Kelce will probably retire. So that's probably a reality. But if Carson Wentz is gone, I think it's definite. But I think Carson stays. So we'll see. Ertz, though, I think, we've talked about that too. I think he will be gone. And that sucks, man. It really does. But the cap situation we're in, it's just the way it goes down, man. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. It sucks. Watching him tear up like that, it was breaking my heart. But, to the media and everybody losing their minds over it, shut the hell up, dude. The people talking about integrity, yeah, then we'll talk about, the Giants fans, cheering for us. How embarrassing to go all out cheering for Eagles fans just to get smacked in the mouth. So if you look at it, Giants lose, Cowboys lose, both out of the playoffs. We allow Washington to go in. Now they miss out on a top 18 pick. Ha! And they're going to get their ass kicked by Tom Brady. Enjoy. We'll take that number 6 pick all day. Quit your whining. Shut up. I could search all your names and find you saying, tank for Tua. Because you probably won't be there because you probably went back and deleted them. But you know what I'm talking about. Little trolls who don't like Philadelphia. You'll see the meme I tweeted earlier today. It's perfectly fine if you're tanking anywhere else than Philadelphia. So we see you. We know no one likes us. But guess what? We don't care. That's just the way it is. So I found it very annoying to see all these things. Then you have people like Golden Tate, everybody whining, the integrity of the game. Shut up, dude. You take steroids and fucking worship Trump. You're a douchebag. No one cares what you have to say. So when I woke up, thought I'd make a great little meme. This is how Eagles fans feel about you, Giants fans, Cowboys fans, Washington fans, anybody who thinks that we give a flying shit about what you think or what you want us to do. We don't. And it was more than enjoyable to get that 6th pick and then watch you all squirm and whine. It was beautiful. Truly was. And I'm having a great day watching Eagles fans come together and just destroy these trolls and clowns. It's truly a beautiful sight. I'm going to be real with you. And that's exactly what I posted. You probably saw that, hey, man, Saquon Barkley asked what happened. I said, hey, man, you guys had a worse record than Washington, and we got the 6th pick. That's what happened. You sucked. That's all that happened. So take a little bit of that, Giants, Cowboys. Enjoy the couch. Enjoy watching us pick ahead of you. Washington, enjoy being out of the top 18. We'll see where you end up, probably 19 or 20, because we all know you suck. You couldn't even beat practice squad guys brought off the streets. You suck. And now you're going to go face one of the greatest cheating quarterbacks of all time in Tom Brady. So enjoy that, Washington. Enjoy, and then enjoy your 20th around their pick. And we'll enjoy our number 6. Perfectly fine. It was perfectly fine for anyone to tank, except for us. That's just how it is. Glad to see Alex Smith. Great story. But that team sucks. Their defense is good, but they're going to get destroyed. Can't wait to see it. I truly love it. Truly love it. So Giants fans, everyone else, just so you know, one last time, this is exactly how we feel about you. This is exactly how we feel when you whine. But the worst part is I've never, ever posted anything to the Cowboys, Giants, or Washington begging you to do anything for me. We can do it ourselves. So that just shows how much of clowns you are. And that's us laughing right at you. Hope you guys are all having a great day. We'll see if any more pressers happen. If they do, I'll jump back on, let you guys know what's going down. But if not, I'm going to get rolling out. Got myself a long day. I got somebody coming to do housework. I think they were here. My dog's freaking out. We'll see what's happening. But yeah, I got to roll. Hope you guys are having a good one. If you need anything, you know, you can always reach out to me, whether it's about football, anything, always here for you. Please do. Don't hesitate. For you, those of you that do, always enjoy talking with you. Hope you guys are having a great start to your new year. Have a great week. We'll be breaking down Eagles football. Just because it's the season's over doesn't mean we don't bleed green 24/7, baby. So I'll be here for you. We're going to be breaking down a bunch of stuff throughout the draft, free agency, getting ready to see what the changes are. Going to be looking out tomorrow to see what that meeting with Jeffrey Lurie and Doug Pederson entails. So if I don't see you later tonight, I will be back tomorrow. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Cheers to you as well, Benjamin. I hope you have a great day, my friend. And as always, go